Good morning from New York. Today, Trump and Biden, objective empathy in debates, disturbed unhealthy minds in politics, and why this harms the health of your mind. Okay, I try to. The best thing I can do is to tell you to go to the Lincoln Project and look for the Rick's comments about the debate. And he really he really put forth a good analysis. But from this philosophy of empathy and awareness in our communications, and from my personal take, uh, I saw the debate. Yes, my guy, Joe Biden, had a bad night. You know, and just like all of us who are getting a little older, lack of sleep and a cold uh, will make sure that we're not on top of our game. Um, so, yeah, that happened. But he was factual. The one thing that they criticized him on was him saying that Trump was going to cut Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid. Yeah, of course, that's been the aim of the Republican Party, even though they've been denying it every step of the way. Watch what they do, not what they say. And that's what Joe was referring to. And Trump definitely is in line with that kind of philosophy. And then he says, "Oh no, I didn't say that. I said this." Guess well, some of his supporters said that he said that. He didn't say that, but that what he did say was that they were going to cut some of the fluff, more or less, and I'm paraphrasing, out of Social Security, and what in these programs. That's just code in Republicanese that they want to limit the uh, the effectiveness and the availability and the investment in these programs, and that's been their aim for the longest time. And so, yeah, watch what they do, not what they say, especially when their leader is a liar. Trump said so many lies that just in that debate it's just unreal. And let's analyze this. It's hard to debate somebody who doesn't care about the issues and have an opinion, but rather uh, just wants to lie. Someone who's not debating in good faith, they're just lying. You know, they're lying in order to make it look like they want to debate. And you can't. It's hard to debate a liar. And yeah, Again, watch Rick present on the Lincoln Project his opinion of that debate. It was a down night for Joe, but still, who won the debate? Can a liar win a debate? They didn't fact check him, on the spot, which means people tend to think it's real. It's repeat a lie enough times, and people believe it, right? Oh, I've heard this, and especially if you're in a little bubble where you're only hearing one side of things. And that's what people do when they're angry and afraid. They don't have objective empathy. They're not thoughtful. They tend to be more self-centered, and they tend to be easy prey for believing a lie that seems to express their fears and forcefully takes care of it. That's what happens, And there was a lack of objective empathy on the part of Trump. You don't see a lack of that on the part of Joe Biden. What you do see with Trump was pretty evident in his way his face communicated. I'd love to hear some people analyze that. At one point, you ever heard the term shifty eyes? Someone looking left and right, left and right, left and right. Takes a lot of energy to tell a lie. Takes a lot of activity in the brain. Left and right, left and right. And his whole tone, working people into a state of anger and fear, which led him to denigrate possibly the greatest country in the world that is you're a part of out there. If you're in the United States, you're a part of that. This is your country. If somebody insulted your grandma, would you like them? Your mother, even your father, even though we seem to be not as important. I'm just joking. But would you support someone like that? He insulted your country, our country. He did. He's, the country that's the envy of the world. How can you argue that it's the worst country in the world with people flooding out into our borders to get here? Oh my gosh, we're the envy of the world. For most people, it's the best place in the world to be. No matter whatever perspective you're taking on it, whatever group that you're in, still, it's the best. And has been for quite a long time. It was one of the better parties of all the groups around the world. I said parties, you see, you can make a mistake when you're talking. That happens. It doesn't mean you're a demented fool. Yeah. So we're the envy of the world. It's your country. He insulted it. He insulted the people who fought for our country and for democracy and freedom at D-Day, referring to them as suckers. Trump says, "Oh, I never said that. And I fired that general." And he did. He fired him. 4-star general of the United States of America. Really? I would take his word any day. Why would he say that? Someone who obviously believes in our country. He made a whole career out of defending it. Oh my God. Yeah. Well, I never said that. How do you debate a liar? You just can't. It's really hard. You call him out on his lies. That's what Rick said to do, is to keep pounding home, you lied. And how we know that. And, she's talking about house of cards. How about a house of lies? That's not a good thing. But, the thing is, when people are angry and afraid, they tend to be more self-centered, less objective, less creative, and less compassionate. And that's not good for democracy. That's what killed the democracy in Germany before World War II. And so be very careful about who you vote for. You really have only one choice. I'm for ranked choice voting so that, we would have an even greater democracy, but hey, we're still the best. Okay? We're still the best. Whatever our flaws, we're still the best. And that was true even back at the founding of the nation. We were still the best at that time. And we still are. Despite our flaws then or now, we've been the greatest nation. And why are we the greatest nation? Well, we're much more democratic. We're much more empathetic toward one another. Christians in Europe were torturing, killing each other, other Christians, because they disagreed. Yeah. In this country, look around. There's all kinds of opinions. There's all kinds of churches regarding religion. There's even non-religious, positions. That's a sign of a healthy democracy. People getting along, people join together with these kinds of empathy that I talk about on the channel. Democracy, it goes the other way too. If you threaten democracy, you threaten that empathetic glue that keeps us all together and going forward in a positive way. Yes, right now we're the greatest country in the world. But if Trump takes over, that will begin to have a decline. And it might be very rapid, as in the case of when Hitler took power, because we are herd animals. It's hard to work against a herd. And you get a herd moving? Fear and anger. It will get a human herd moving, rushing to war or rushing away from something. And So, a lack of empathy is a lack of glue. It's a sign of a lesser democracy. And we don't want that in this country. Um, Joe had a bad night. But there are a lot of candidates who've had a bad night. So what do you do when you have a bad night? You fire up again. Joe was brilliant at the State of the Union. He wasn't debating a liar. But he wasn't tired and he wasn't sick. And after he had some rest after that bad debate, he's been on top of his game again, you know. So, look, the choice is plain: to support a liar or to support someone who actually tries to tell the truth. Someone who has empathy that isn't self-centered. Examples of self-centeredness in Trump, telling his all of his supporters in government to not vote for the bipartisan bill to fix the problem at the border. Why? Selfish. He thought that would hurt his chances of being elected. What should stop him from being elected is the fact that he lies. And why does the media not tell you everything straight up about, in terms of the facts? Well, they want a horse race. That gives them attention, gives them viewers. So they're going to try to make a horse race out of this. That's just the way they work. They're going to try to tone down Joe and make a liar look like a real choice. He's not a real choice. He's not for you. And having someone like that, and let's face it, the whole Republican Party is now the Donald Trump Party. Yeah. Except for the sane Republicans who are, let's look at an example of this. Pence, who was vice president under Trump, doesn't support him for president. Well, and he's not going to vote for him. So, you look at the Lincoln Project, these are sane Republicans. They're telling you not to vote for any Republicans this time. So, what does that tell you? It's don't buy even the smallest lie. Because after you bought a lie, it reminds me of these people who want to support conspiracy theories. Where they stir up the anger and the fear and all that. And then they'll tell a small whopper, just a smaller lie. And once you swallow that, then they go on and say, and if that were true, then, and they're building on that lie. And the more they build on the lie, the more extreme it gets, and the more you end up with believing in pixies. So I mean, let's calm down as a nation. Let's take a real good look at these two gentlemen, and who are your only real choices, because we don't have ranked choice voting. That should be the rule, yeah, but it's not. So you have two choices, and the more empathetic guy is definitely Joe Biden. He's clear on the issues. He was factual during the debate. Um, let's take another look at something that Trump says he never said. Yeah. That our heroes at D-Day were suckers. Oh, I never said that. Well, guess who said that he did? A 4-star general working, who made a career defending this country and democracy. He said that. He said that Trump said that. Who are you going to believe? 19 other people. Yeah, there's a whole lot of other people saying that Trump is telling the truth about things. Because of personal gain. They want to be reelected. And they think they can't be if they don't kowtow to Trump. Well, let's hope that our nation hasn't become like pre-World War II Germany, with people so on edge and so angry and afraid that they can be manipulated into electing a would-be dictator. Like I say, don't look at what they say, look at what they do. And there's evidence for that. And you can only debate reasonably someone who has a different opinion but is trying to be factual. That requires objective empathy. Caring attached to being objective, valuing the truth. You know, the most certain people are usually the people who don't know how to think. So if you hear, this is the truth, this is absolutely the truth, with no equivalent, and the person doesn't present evidence, then don't believe them. And yeah, but you can trust. There was Johnson in his campaign against, who was the guy? I can't remember the guy. See, I'm not a loony. I'm older, but I don't remember that. And it'll come to me later sometime. But that Republican at the time said, in your heart, you know he's right. And just syrup on top of lies. But Johnson said, in your guts, you know he's nuts. That's, if what is your gut reaction? Well, a lot of times it's facial, looking at the person's face when they're telling a lie, that they're going to be more energized in a way that, you see by the eyes shifting back and forth, and that's one sign. Rapidly going back and forth, because it takes more energy to tell a lie. It's hard to sport that. You're telling the truth, takes less energy. That's how a lie detector works, when it does. Um, yeah, that's generally the case, and you see Trump during the debate, his eyes darting left and right, left and right, left and right, and so what we need to do is calm down and be determined, as Rick said in his video about the debate. Just as Great Britain, gathered itself together and said, we're not going to surrender, ever. We cannot surrender to a force like Trump. It's a threat to our democracy. It is not objective empathy that he displays. And the fact checking, like I said, they want a horse race in the media. So do a little of your own research. Listen to more in-depth discussions, which most people don't listen to. Not just the main blurbs on the media, which tend to be just wanting to have attention on the part of the media. Listen to the discussions afterwards, when everybody's calmed down a little bit. Your mental health is also at stake. Your healthy mind. When you have division going, this hatred against groups, that's another example there that's so plain that any group of human beings, you look at their babies, you hate them. Really? They're not in your group, so yeah, that's a lack of empathy. Healthy empathy. Who doesn't love a baby and want to defend it? But Trump calls people going across the border all kinds of names, says they're bringing crime. The fact is they're not. Studies have either shown that they're not bringing any more crime than the people already here, and some studies showing that they're bringing less crime. I believe those studies, actually, because these folks don't want to be sent back, because this is the greatest country in the world. They don't want to be sent back, right? So they're not, going to be as likely to commit crimes as people who think they're not going to be sent away. So let's look at this clearly and objectively, with some caring and respect for this country. Pause. The only choice is Joe. So, like I say at the end of the videos that I present, well, let's see each other with the wonder we see in the universe when we look at the stars. We're all part of the wonder of the universe. Approach one another with awe and openness. And know that we're all, as Carl Sagan said, the great physicist and mentor of Neil deGrasse Tyson. We, the intelligent life, universe, or the universe knowing itself. So, and there's a word that means that. It's hello and goodbye in India. And it's a deep respect for one another as part of this vast wonder. And that word is namaste. So at the end of my presentations, I like to present an Irish blessing from the bottom of my heart. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face. The rain fall soft upon your fields. And until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hand, or her hand, or its hand, however you see the source of all love. Namaste.